Well, hello everybody. It's Ronnie with Whip and Chain. I work alongside Maggie and Lauren to bring you fun crochet tutorials. Today we are doing the knot bag. It's beautiful, isn't it? You can pick any colors that you want, obviously, and mine is done in cotton yarn. If you want to know this color, this is called the Big Twist Cotton, and I don't think my eyes are going to let me see. Oh, it's called Gray Splash. I'm not sure why, because I think it's purple. But here, if you want to see it, I'll bring it up a little closer. Beautiful, big twist. It is a 4-ply yarn. This one is 85% cotton, 15% polyester. But I do suggest, if you want, use all cotton yarn, okay? Here she is. This is exactly what she looks like when she is accomplished, all done. Beautiful, isn't it? And it's a very beginner-friendly tutorial. And if you like our stuff, if you're happy with our tutorials, can you please do me a favor? Hit that like button at the bottom and hit that subscribe button. We'd really appreciate your help with that. And again, it's Ronnie with Whip and Chain for Work in Progress and Chain. And let's get started. Okay, let's discuss the materials that you will need for this knot purse. I used a 5mm crochet hook, my clover hooks. My son got me for Mother's Day, but I would recommend a 5mm. And for the cotton yarn that you're using, I do recommend the non-stretchy 100% cotton, but you can use acrylic, that's fine. Now, if you're using these standard balls of cotton yarn, this one is 2.5 ounces. You will need a little more than one of these, okay? If you're using these big balls of cotton, these are... Where's my... These are 4 ounces. One of these is plenty, okay? And this color, if I can find it for you, is called Rose Pink. This is the yarn that I'll be using. You will need a darning needle to sew in your tails, measuring tape, and a pair of scissors. Oh, and I do recommend you'll need one stitch marker. You can use yarn, you can use stitch markers, you can use whatever makes you happy. That way you can tell where your stitches lie. Because we're going to be working in the rounds on this. So just so you don't get lost of where you're at, I do recommend a stitch marker. All right, now if we're making the size that I made, we're on chain 31. But if you want to make it bigger, just make sure you chain in odd numbers. So, and then when you chain in odd numbers for your corners, you subtract 3. So say you want to do 35. So 33, 34, 35. So then it'd be increments of 33. Like I'm doing 31, then my increments in the straight path are 28. I'll talk to you more about that as we go along, okay? So we're going to start a normal slip knot. And I would like, you don't need a really long tail. I am so in the habit of leaving long tails. So for my size, we're going to chain 31, okay? 1, 2, 6, 7, and 31. I like to count back to make sure I have 31, especially on my starting on projects like this, because I don't want to have to keep taking it out and putting it back, redoing it. 30. And this is one of the reasons why. 30. Oh, I do have 31. Okay. All right. So now, second chain from the hook, 1, 2. I'm going to put in first 1 single crochet. And before I go any further, I want to mark that first stitch. All right. So in that same place where you put the first one, I need you to put 2 more. So the second chain from the hook will have 3 single crochets in it. This is 2 and 3. Now in the next 28 stitches, put 1 single crochet in each chain, just 1. So the next 28. 1, this is 20. I have 8 more to go. Six, 7, and 8. Now, if your counts were right, you will have 1 stitch left at the end. I want you to put in 3 single crochets in that last stitch. So 1, 2, and 3. It may come a little loose, that's okay, just pull it tight. So now we're going to work on the other side. I know this scares a lot of people, but just take your time. It will go fine, I promise. So not in that same stitch where you just put in your 3 single crochets. If you look at your chain, let me bring in just so you can see it. Let me find... so I can try to show you just what I'm talking about. Because some people have a lot of trouble and they're scared of working in the rounds. So here is where I put in my last 3 single crochets. So when we go on the other round, on the other side, we don't want to start in this because you already used it for this side, your 3. Your next stitch, single crochet stitch, will be in these. So that'll be 1, and then you go down 2. It's basically you're going under the X's where the stitches are on the bottom. Okay, just there and there. Okay, I hope that helps, because there's a lot of projects that you can do that are in the rounds and they're beautiful, and I'd like to see you be successful at it. So I'm going to just cover my tail as we do it. So now we're going to do 28 single crochets all the way down. So you did your 3 for the rounding of this corner. You did your 3 for the rounding of this corner. So you just need 28 stitches. That should end right before where your stitch marker is. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. All right, this is what it should look like. Now, if you came up short 1, 2, 3 even stitches, I would, if I were you, I would pull a few out, then do 2 in a couple separate ones along to get your 28. It's the bottom of the purse, so it will not be noticeable. But I do need you to have 28 on each side so the purse can build like it's supposed to. But if you got, like I said, say you only got 26, pull out to about the middle, and in a couple different spaces put 2 in the same stitch, and then single crochet all the way to back to here, and do your check count. Make sure you have your 28. It's really okay. Sometimes in crochet we have to fudge. I do it. Anybody that I know that has been crocheting for any period of time does it. Instead of driving yourself crazy with your brain trying to get your counts perfect and your stitch count perfect, it's okay. Just add a couple. It will work out. It's fine. So 28 and 28. Okay. Oh, the other thing is if you decided to go bigger, like I said, make sure you use an odd number. So I did 31. And my counts on top and bottom are 28. So 28, 29, 30, 31. It's 3 stitch difference. 29, 30, 31. So if you do bigger, just take whatever number, odd number you do, take away your 3, and that's what your top and bottom will be. Okay, stitch counts So I don't know. So you did, instead of 31, you did 41. Okay? So your stitch counts would be 38 on each side, top and bottom. 38, 39, 40, 41. Okay? I hope that helps. But your increasing on the ends, no matter how long you make it, remains the same. So I'm going to take this stitch marker out. And in the next 3 stitches, 1, 2, and 3 single crochets, I want you to put in 2 single crochets in each stitch. So what I do is I get in there, do my first one, and then I mark it right away. I do have the tendency to forget to put my stitch marker back in, so that's why I try to do it as soon as I get the first one done. So it's not a problem. So we need 2 single crochets in each stitch. So that's 2 for that one. Here's your next stitch. 2 in this one. 1 and 2. And 2 in the next one. And now this chain all the way down, we'll put 1 single crochet in each, and it'll be 28 single crochets. So I'll help you get started, and I'll speed through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I'll see you at this corner. Okay, I did my 28 single crochets. I'm at the other end of the corner. So in the next 3 stitches, you'll put 2 single crochets in each. 2 in this one, 2 in this one, and 2 in that one. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, and 2. So then the rest of this row will be 28 stitches. Or if you did larger, the stitch count that you came up with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and I'll meet you at the stitch marker. Okay, I did my 28, and this is what it should look like so far. So now we're going to do another increase row. So take out your stitch marker. In your first stitch, put 1 single crochet in and put your stitch marker back on, please. In that same first stitch, I want you to put another one in there. So the first stitch has 2 single crochets. The next stitch has 1. The next stitch has 2. The next stitch has 1. The next stitch has 2. And the next stitch has 1. Okay, you made it around that corner. So then you do 28 stitches again, all the way down. And again, I'll start with my first 8 with you. And 8. I'll see you at the end for this round. Okay, I did my 28 stitches. So now in the next stitch, we're going to do 2 single crochets. The next stitch, just 1. Next stitch, 2. Next stitch, just 1. Next stitch, 2. And the next stitch, just 1. Okay. All right. And then you're going to do 28 stitches going down. And I'll do my first 8 with you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I'll see you at the end. Okay. There's my 28. My stitch counts are adding up just perfect. All right. We're going to do one more row of increases. So take your stitch marker out. And again, in that very first stitch, put 1 single crochet. And then I put my marker right back in. In that same stitch, do 1 more single crochet. Next stitch, 1 single crochet. Next stitch, 1 single crochet. Next stitch, 2 single crochets. Next stitch, 1 single crochet. Next stitch, 1 single crochet. Next stitch, 2 single crochets. Next stitch, 1 single crochet. Next stitch, 1 single crochet. Now I'll do my first 8 with you. 1 single crochet in the next 28 stitches. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I'll see you at the next bend. Okay, there's my 28. So now we're going to go around the bend. The first stitch, it's 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. Next stitch, 1 single crochet. Next stitch, 1 single crochet. Next stitch, 2 single crochets. Next stitch, 1 single crochet. Next stitch, 1 single crochet. And then 2 single crochets. And then next stitch, 1 single crochet. And next stitch, 1 single crochet. And then, I'm sure you know, I'm sure you figured out the pattern, 28 stitches. And again, I'll stay with you the first 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I'll see you at the end. Okay, did my 28, and this is your bottom. Now, if you want to still increase it a little more, you saw the pattern, you're more than welcome to. But I'm stopping here, okay? So, I'm going to take out my stitch marker. And in that first stitch, I want you to put in 1 single crochet. And please put your stitch marker back in. Now this pattern is the moss stitch, so you can see it. You pull it, okay? So after you put in that 1 single crochet, put your stitch marker back in. Then you chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. 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 Chain 1, skip 1. And this is what you do for around the whole thing. So you get back up to that stitch marker. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, 1 single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. And this is what you do all the way around back to that stitch marker. I think doing the first row of this is, for me, is the slowest part. Because I want to make sure I'm getting my base of this pattern down. Because you don't want mistakes. Let me untangle this quick. Okay, I apologize. My puppy is hearing noise outside of the room, so Moose is deciding to bark. I apologize. Chain 1, skip 1. Chain 1, even around the corners. And chain 1. Chain 1. Alright, I'm going to let you do the rest, and I'll meet you back at the corner. Okay, we're coming up towards your stitch marker. Chain 1, skip 1. Now, this was our first stitch. Take out your stitch marker. And then you go right in to that stitch. Then you chain 1, and then when you skip 1, you skip the solid single crochet. And you go into your chain 1 space. Okay. There we go. And then you chain 1. Skip 1 and you go in. No, you do not need your stitch marker. This, all you're going to keep doing is going in the rounds and arounds and arounds till you reach the height that you want. Okay? That is how you do that. Okay. After you keep doing rounds and arounds and arounds, ignore the handle because I'm going to show you how to do that. This is, let me zoom you out a little bit so you can see a little better. When you lay it flat, mine is about 8 centimeters. I mean 8 inches tall. And the width of it, because I did the 31, is about 9. I do recommend your width be a little bigger than your height. That way you can get things in it better, but that's totally your call. You make it any size that you want. There is no wrong. So these will have 2 handles. It will have a short handle, which I did already, and I'll measure that after I show you how to do the handles. Okay, so I'm going to use a different color for the handle so you can see exactly what I'm doing. So lay it flat. All right, lay it flat, and then you want to figure out where your corner is. And then I come in. Now this is the moss stitch, so it's single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Always go into the single crochet parts. Don't go into the chain ones right now as for starting period. So you fold it flat and you come in about 2 or 3 single crochets because you need a little room, wiggle room on the edge. Okay, so when you come in, so here's my edge, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to start here. All right, that's the single crochet. So since that's a single crochet, there's a chain 1 space. Okay, go in that chain 1 space now. We use the single crochets for counting. You go in, you grab some yarn, come on out. I want you to chain 1, and then you go back in that same space and do a single crochet. Then you chain 1, and then you go into your next empty spot. So that's 2 single crochets. Chain 1, and you go into your next. That'll be 3 single crochets. Chain 1, skip 1. That'll be 4. Chain 1. Five. Chain 1. 6. And chain 1. And that'll be 7. I'm going to choose to do 7. These I choose to do 8, but everybody's different, so you can do 7 single crochets, 8 single crochets, or you can even do 6. Okay, it's up to you, but know your count of the single crochets. And then you turn your work. I want you to chain 2, 1 and 2. Then you go into your space. So that'll be 1 single crochet, chain 1, 1 single crochet, that's 2, chain 1, and single crochet, that's 3, chain 1, right into your chain 1 space, it's 4, chain 1, did I do 4? 4, yeah, 4, 5, chain 1, 6, chain 1, and you go into that chain starting space. It's going to be really weird, but make sure you always have the same count you started with. And then you turn it over, and then you keep doing it. Chain 2, 1 and 2. And you go in your chain 1 spaces. So that's 1, chain 1, 2, chain 1, 3, chain 1, 4, chain 1, 5, chain 1, 6, chain 1, and then you go into your corner. Make sure you go into your corner. That will keep it staying straight. Okay, and that is how we do the handle. So you will do one on this side, same way, and then you'll do one on this side, same way. Now, you have one short handle and you have one long handle. All right, so let me take this little out. Okay, so my short handle measures, it is 6 inches because it's folded over. So my short handle is 6 inches. My long handle, and as you can see, I did one. And this is the length that I've chosen for my long handle. And the long handle is about 12 inches. So it's double the small handle. Okay. So I want to show you how to crochet these on, because I have tried stitching them on. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like the look. And this is a purse that you're going to be, a knot bag that you're going to be carrying with your stuff when you go out. You don't want the sewing seam to look, yucky. So what I did is I turned the bag inside out. And then I took I would recommend that you have both handles before you turn it inside out, but that is totally up to you. And then I found, once I turned it inside out, I found where I wanted to start. Remember, we start a little off the edge, okay? So I am going to go in to a chain 1 space, like right here, and I'm going to grab my loop, pull my loop tight, okay, and then I bring it through, and then I do it 1 chain, then I do another chain. I have to turn this around, so I'm doing it. I don't feel like I'm doing the crab stitch backwards. So then what I do is I lift it up and I sandwich it like a little pancake. And all you're going to do is you're going to find your chain 1 spots on both of them. Grab some yarn, come on up, do a single crochet, chain 1. Go back into your next chain 1 spot, pull through, and chain 1. Single crochet, then chain 1. Then again, I find my chain 1 spot on both, pull my yarn through, and do a single crochet, chain 1. And then this is how you do it. And single crochet, chain 1. And here, here, and single crochet, chain 1. Single crochet, chain 1, and then you go in your nub at the end, always. Didn't grab it right.